Yo, what's up? My name is Joel Stigale. This is Catalyst with TrueSkool Tuesdays. I'm here with Miami's own legendary Speedy Legs. This is a guy who is internationally known as a b-boy master and instructor and historian even. He's one that's really crucial in bringing the entire, in my opinion, the entire b-boy scene really to South Florida. He did an amazing stuff. And matter of fact, if it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't have a Catalyst today. How you doing there, Speedy?
Hey Joe, man, I'm doing real well. Glad to be on your show today, and just looking forward to the new year. A lot of things going on, a lot of stuff happening in the b-boy community.
That's what's up.
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. This is DJ CoolRed in the background. Do me a favor, man. Tell us a little bit about what ProAm is, how long you've been doing it, and just give me a little bit of information about that event.
Well, the ProAm was originally called Skills 3000. It was a concept that I had thought of in 1996. And I had approached a friend of mine named Zulu Gremlin that was living in Miami at the time. Well, he was originally from Los Angeles. And he was into the music scene, like producing music and stuff. And he was also a b-boy, an old school b-boy from out there from the West. So I had approached him about doing a conference because, the b-boy scene was starting to catch on again. In the early 90s, I saw the spirit, the competitiveness of the b-boy, and I felt that it deserved its own arena.
Right.
And I was kind of sick and tired of having the b-boy always in the background.
Sure.
When the b-boy used to be like the front, the forefront of hip-hop culture. So I came back to Miami and tried to reestablish myself here again. And so I started teaching at little centers again. I was teaching at the Wolfson campus for Miami-Dade. I had a friend of mine that hooked me up with the PAL.
Oh, yeah.
Because actually the PAL was like really a spot that I went to practice with some of my local friends.
That was my first exposure to you.
Yeah. Me and you met at the Hollywood Police Athletic League a little bit after.
98, right?
Yeah, a little bit after.
Yep.
And I started setting up shop as far as wanting to spread the culture of the b-boy. Like I wanted to show the new generation about what hip-hop culture really was, and what it consisted of, which is something that rarely people ever talk about. They think that hip-hop is just rap music, or just just the groove of it, but hip-hop has a lot to tell, and hip-hop is a fusion of different cultures. Many different cultures, man. It's not just not rap music.
I think that was what was so interesting to me. When I first came around in '98, I was coming in with a crew of guys that I had met at a local boys and girls club, and they were all breakers, they were b-boys. And I started talking to Speedy at the PAL, and the PAL was like a place that it was just rugged, no AC. I don't think the floor ever got mopped. I think there was one time that everybody got ringworm. It was a rough spot, but what was cool is that it had a vibe that, like, if you were a b-boy, you would drive wherever, half hour, 45 minutes sometimes just to get there. And Speedy would be like, teaching guys back and forth on just basic stuff, 6-step and up rock and all that stuff. And then he would take you like, more and more as you advanced. And what was cool is that we would just sit there and late night just start talking about the culture of the b-boy and the fact that there was 4 elements of hip-hop, which most people, I know it sounds elementary now, especially with Catalyst, but back when I was younger, I didn't know that.
When I try to educate most people on, especially the young generation, that we accepted the terminology break because that's what we were doing. We were dancing to the break of a record, the percussion. When you hear the word break means, the rhythm aspect of the music. Like you play through a song and then you wait for that part where the drummer breaks down, you know, does the breakdown, which is what they call, you know, and then the early DJs, they would sample. The early style of sampling was really 2 turntables, a mixer, and 2 records of the same. So you would loop the record back and forth, you know, with a scratch or a mix, and you created a steady new rhythm, a new pattern, which is also the rhythm and the pattern that MCs use to rhyme over. And to this day, it doesn't matter how many people teach hip hop or the elements or the culture of it, a lot of people still don't know. Well, anyways, getting back to what you were asking me.
Sure.
The ProAm Concept was originally called SK3000.
Okay.
When I teamed up with Zulu Gremlin, he approached me with an idea called Steady Building.
Okay.
Steady Building was the educational aspect of hip hop, which is, thank you, sir. A plug right here for Lipton Brisk.
That's David right there. Lipton Brisk, a little better for you than Hoopinian. The Cubans do it right though.
Anyways, so yeah, he approached me with that, and we were discussing several ideas. So then he also, you know, came up with a thing, B-Boy. Well, I had an idea called Break Masters as well, but I guess the B-Boy part sounded better, so then it became called the B-Boy Masters Pro-Am.
Huh.
Yeah, and Pro-Am meaning Pro-America, Pro-Amateur, kind of to give us a vision of the future, because of this logo that I have right here, you know.
Speedy's taking another opportunity,
you know,
to show off his rather muscular build.
This logo that I have here was actually an all-American look logo that another friend of mine had created.
And that's actually you on there, right?
Yeah, it's a silhouette of me doing it in 1990. It's an old picture from the 80s, and they made it.
You want to explain what a 1990 is for those who are not b-boy centered?
A 1990 is a revolution of spins on your hand when you're in a upside down handstand position and your body is just suspended by that one hand and you continuously spin and rotate. I see guys do 1990s now like head spins, man. That's amazing. You know, really impressive.
It's a good thing we retired when we did.
Yeah, no, but I always envisioned, that was another thing I forgot to tell you. I always envisioned, you know, the b-boy dance. I felt in the 80s, I felt we were still primitive. Even though we had some dynamic moves that we did, I still felt that the dance was primitive, that I needed to continue to revolutionize. Yeah,
right.
And that was another thing that the Pro-Am helped with.
Yeah, man. Now let me just say this about Pro-Am. Pro-Am was the thing that had the PAL, the Police Athletic League that we used to practice at. Speedy would start telling us, get ready, get ready, get ready. Now I came in around 99, so there had already been like 1 Pro-Am, I think, maybe 2. There have been 3. Okay, then I came in 98 because I caught I think the 3rd one. But let me tell you something. We heard so much about this Pro-Am and is telling us, no, you don't understand, it's going to be amazing. The b-boys that you've seen so far, they're good, but they're local. You're going to get to experience all these other guys, some of the pioneers of the art, and not just b-boying, but also MCs and DJs and graffiti writers. And I was like, all right, you know, let me see this. So we saved up. I mean, I'm talking like this was an occasion that like all of our guys would save up for, and then we got out there, and it was like a 4-day, 5-day long thing because we get there on Wednesday, and we would be there, and it was dope because it was in South Beach, and it was
Miami Beach.
Yeah, and it was one of those things.
Yeah, but this year's closer to Catalyst.
Yeah, this year is closer.
This year's just a hop and a ride right down the street.
But it was dope because b-boys would take over the beach. Like we'd be driving down the road, and it was like me and Eric, and we'd be driving, and we'd see all these guys that are obviously b-boys. You can just see the b-boy style on them, head spin hats, walking along, breaking on the side corners of streets just to do it because they loved it. At the pizzeria, you'd see a guy doing head spins and get a slice of pizza for it. You know, it's something that you would never see.
About Denny's. Remember Denny's?
I remember Denny's, yeah.
Denny's should have sponsored ProAm. We brought them so much money.
Yeah, and it poisoned all of us somehow. But you know what's amazing is that with the ProAm, I learned so much more about the culture. I mean, Speedy had already educated us over and over and in and out, but it was dope to hear the people that he had learned from, that had taught him, that had shown him some of the experiences that he had taught as well. Like, it was really fresh, and it was also international. So I got to see some legendary battles between like Abstract and Benji, and Division Alpha came in for the first time and blew everybody's mind.
You know Benji's one of our judges this year, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Benji and Beauvoir.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something else.
This year we got a good lineup.
So do me a favor, since we got only about 2 more minutes left, can you tell me where this is going to be at, what times, what days, the whole nine?
It's in Hialeah this year, which is right down the street from Cali. It's at the Howard Johnson, 7707, Northwest 103rd Street, right off of 826.
That's what's up.
Across the street from Westland Mall. Very easy to get to, whether you're coming from the south or from the north, 95, 75, you connect to 826, and it drops you off right in front of the hotel.
Got a website that we can go to?
We got www.miamiproamdance.com or www.hiphopelements.com. You can go on there for any information, just to get an idea. We're also taking registration online. And if you want to, book a room, stay, over the weekend there, the hotel prices are really good. Rooms are $79.95 a night, so that's good. That's really cheap.
Better than the beach.
Way better than the beach. And it's an amazing place. It's a conference center. What this ProAm aims at this year is to help local businesses in the community, local hip-hop centers that provide not-for-profit services for the kids in the community. It's free for kids 12 and under. I've always made it free for kids 12 and under.
That's great, that's great.
And it's a great experience. I know it's only once a year.
Speedy love the kids.
It's once a year, but places like Catalyst, whether it's Catalyst Miami or West Palm, and then you got a new one you're working on in Homestead. And other places out there, other dance studios, other organizations that are doing stuff for the dancing and the hip hop scene. They're all year round. They're every weekend, every day. So just make sure you support them and come out to the ProAm this year. You're gonna love it.
There you go. There you go. And you know what, man? Just shout out to Speedy, Catalyst, Twin, Magic, everybody that makes this place possible. Thank you and God bless. Word.